Good evening. How is everyone doing? I hope you're all wonderful today, and it is time for a bear to make his grand debut. I mean, who knows? I might just be hiding somewhere in this room, in the wardrobe, in the bookshelf, maybe just outside. Or maybe I'm just a little bit below the screen. We're just hiding in the corner there. Who is that cheeky little bear? Certainly not me. Anyway, better put that hat on, look smooth as possible, and I'll just gradually sneak. Oh, wait. No, wait, hang on. Anyways, there we go. Hello. Good evening and welcome to my debut as Nerzarn. I do have some wonderful information set aside to show y'all in terms of what I'm into, what games I'll be playing. We have schedules, who made the art, who did the rigging, and all that good stuff. So, without further ado, I shall bring that up. I don't know how this is going to work in terms of whether or not I'm going to be in front of the presentation. Did I even put that in a position I should have? We'll fix it in just a second, it's fine. I think I might have made it too big, that's all. So that's making me scroll inwards and out. Alright, so let me pop that up on screen for you. I'm just going to shrink that down and put it in the corner. It should still be big enough. Why does that take up so much space? Hello? What is that now? Did I put all of them on? Oh, okay, because I did it to the all windows. You saw nothing. Alright. Okay, so we'll just pop that up in the corner over there. And we'll get a cracking through what's going on. So I'm just going to pop that up on the screen. And we'll make our way through. Who am I? So, Nerzarn, as you can guess, from the stream name, social media names, and literally everywhere else. Who be surprised? Probably not. Anyway, I had a 176 EM. I'll have you know that's not identical to my personal IRL height. It's close. It's very close. But I don't think that's all that important. DOB, September 12th. Originally I was going for something a little different, but I thought screw it, I might as well just use that for now. I changed it around a little bit. I think it was like June before, but I thought maybe because debut was so close to that, it wouldn't be the perfecto answer, so to speak. You get what I mean? Yeah, a smooth talker. I mean, you've can hear that in the voice already. But most of my things I was interested in managerial type games, strategy, puzzling, anything that requires a little bit of thought, so to speak. Yeah. Challenge my brain, watch my brain struggle, and thankfully I don't get too ragey about it, so it works out quite wonderfully. Model and rigging. So you did all the art. Very fantastic job. Put the character sheet down there. You can see like rough design, the icons, the hat itself, and how it's supposed to all look. Great communication between the two of us, and very helpful in terms of like passing some extra IDs on that even I wouldn't have considered. So set up quite well. Basically, the original sort of thought was that it wasn't even going to have like the lines on like the upper part of the shirt, for example. Ended up being sort of a afterthought, but it's there now, and I like it. And just sort of some of the overall tones were changed, and like adding the little teacup pin, which we'll show you in full in a little while. As for the rigging, Mitsio. I did a little bit of a ready to post. That might actually be a bit small on the screen, I just realized. Let me just move, let me dawdle myself to the right and I'll make it a bit bigger. Actually, no, that should be fine. Just do it. Yeah. Yeah, it's we got there. We had some wonderful results. I was really looking forward to it throughout. I enjoyed seeing all the previews. You can see it's sort of alive now on the screen for you. There's definitely some extra features that I've got. Turning, full movement. I have a full body, by the way, as you can tell from both the art, and you will see later in the rigging. But yes, please check both of them out. They do a great job, and they definitely need a lot more support. They're definitely smaller overall in terms of, let's say, what's it called, fan base, people who clients, that kind of thing. Always good for them to have more. Please go that way, have a look. Terry makes great art in general, and sometimes streams it as well. I think Mitsu tends to just do the rigging of various models. There's a few other ones that she's put out, and they're very good. Yes. Interesting. So what am I here for? What are you gonna find? In terms of what am I gonna know about that I can answer your questions, or at least be able to discuss. I like JRPGs. It's kind of my first and forefront thing that I tend to do. Legend of Heroes kind of was my biggest for a time. Well, I think it still is by JRPG standard. Although I would probably say Yakuza Like a Dragon technically holds that crown at the moment of like number one. Because like the Yakuza series is definitely my favorite. You can probably see that in the wonderful about bio at the bottom. As a sort of hint. Persona. I joined the series a little bit late. Persona 5 wasn't on the PS4. Very cool. I play a lot of gacha. Most people will know me very well for the Agnite series. Well, it's not really series, it's more like each time I play it for Instinct contracts, new events, things like that. And those will definitely be continuing on the Fridays. Probably. Like, there ideally. Is where I've got them set at the moment. Got hiccups too. Awesome. And I play other things like Girls Front Line, Azure Lane, whatever fantasy is my favorite. I like military type stuff. It's also going to be reminiscent in the RTS segment, which is basically a lot of major military style game. Sandbox, Minecraft, obvious choice there. Played for years, keep coming back to it. That thing keeps finding a way to get my attention, and I don't know how it does it, but it does magically. Factorio. I wanted to play this more fully. I haven't really got all the way through it yet, but maybe we can make that stream, mate. And it's Stardew Valley. But yes, now, this is more like one of my childhood genres that just stayed around since forever and then continued to stay around since forever. I played CNC as a kid. I think it was Siberian Sun or Red Alert first. I can't remember which of the two. But yeah, I ended up continuing with that for quite some time. I've gone back and played Warcraft 3 and stuff like that, like, as I got older. Didn't, like, do it too much when I was younger. And then I would play things like Civ 2, Civ 3, or blah 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 blah. And then I pretty much got into the Paradox things later on, like Stellaris and CK. Paradox is very good. Some good mods for those games too. I highly recommend. Action. This is kind of a area that I've come back to more recently as Mafia, Yakuza, stuff like that. Yakuza is fantastic. And I really can't wait to get a hold of the next installment and totally gonna stream. And other things like Monster and that I sort of stuck to for years. I assure you on that. There's various other things too. Retro. Like I could go back to some old fishing game. Well, that's more sports fishing game still. But I might go to, for example, old like ideas like Dark Rain, Ridge Race. Well, Ridge Race is another sports game. I keep pulling out all the sports games somehow. I think I just played a lot of those when I was young. Some of the early Mortal Kombat, Tekken, etc. Sometimes even a little bit of indie games. I enjoy those too. You know, things like Mario Kart, 100% orange juice. I don't know how many people here played a lot of those, but maybe we could do some stream group type things for that kind of stuff. It could be very fun. What did you say? You can watch me get very, very salty on your orange. Yes. And then anime. I'm not too fussy about anime. I'm pretty much willing to watch most things. I'll be honest with you. Again, this sort of leads to sort of more being a bigger fan of the military bases type stuff, or the fantasy / isekai. And there's a romantic, yes, romantic. So, Snafu, Working, Jojo Senge, Girls and Panzer. A mixture of things. I believe some of the alerts also incorporate some Bakano gifts. So, please look forward to those popping up every now and again. I imagine once we get to a certain point, I'll reduce the obvious use of things like follow. That's down the line. I do like a little cry every now and again. Planard, things like that. Nothing wrong in that now, is that right? Anyway. So these are some of the general life interest now. Let's get away from, you know, the nerdy shit you care about onto the things you might find more interesting. Programming. I like to web program. I do it in my day-to-day. 3D modeling. Can't make characters for the life of me. I'm more of a object and furniture crafter. So let's think, for example, I could make a box, or I'm just moving my microphone a second, or a wardrobe, or a drawer, or something like that, yes? Servers, basically, you get the point, right? Anything technology goes. I do it. It's fun. And then anime figures, I have many. Cosplay, I do it from time to time. I'm not a crafter, though. Please don't associate that with the ability of me to craft my own. Yes. And I like to make silly voices. Or attempt. What's this in the chimney, then? Please, sir, could I have some more? Anyway, that's just a small sample. You might get some more in the stream. General stuff like noodle, tea, / bubble tea. I've been having a little bit of bubble tea recently. Big fan. Very nice. Chicken. And as the most bare-fitting way, salmon, you know, catch it from the river. I swear, I promise you, I do. Honest. Maybe not. Anyway. But I do enjoy it all. Dislikes. Spiders. Watch those things. It's not like a horror type thing, right? I don't like scream out the room. I do again make a little jump. And then I'm like, steel yourself, young man. I must learn to handle the beast within thy room. And then it's... This is more like fitting into the most red type thing. This is why I don't do like roller coasters, things like that. I assure you it's not a risk of, I assure you it's not a fear of safety. I just don't know that. Stuff like that just goes, we go. And anywhere that's loud and noisy. I like quiet places. Basically anywhere that's not a literal freaking disco or concert. I know a lot of people like those things. And I respect you for managing that. but I just like my quiet library. Improve my voice, maybe. Oh, I was just rereading that for a second. It's like, hang on a minute, did I tap that wrong? No. I think I'm meant to improve like the level of voices that I could maybe get in a professional position. We'll see. I would love to show some people web program, like some mini tutorials, put it on YouTube. I'm sure people would love to learn stuff from a VTuber. It'd be very cool. How do you make VTuber move with the program? I don't know, but I do know how to make a website. Improve the community. Yes, improve the community. We will always progress together. Me, you, person who joins in 10 years, well, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. However long we end up doing this podcast. No Japanese. Yeah, and this has kind of been an on and off, like 2 or 3 years. Every time I do it actively, I kind of bad habits. I know. I bought some new programs that may help out in terms of keeping on top of that for the future of foreseeable. And for those who don't know me, in terms of like other circles, I do work on some VR chat maps. Maybe we can stream some of those still on the occasional days where I work on more advanced techniques using, I think it's tools like, what's it called? Udon? Yes, Udon. We shall learn a lot about that. And hopefully you can too. Now then, a social. So, as you already know, we're already here. Twitch is one of them. But we also have YouTube. That's where all the archives are gonna go. And maybe some haha funny meme. I may need to adjust the mouth parameters before we get to that point though. It's my first stream. It's all a learning process. I'm still figuring things out as we go, yeah? And then Twitter, I'm pretty sure it's got a timeline in the bottom, in my about. You can follow it there, it's all good. I do have 2 tags. Nerzarn and Nerdclub. Obviously Nerdclubs is going to tell you the definition of my community. And Nerzarn is for anyone who feels additional art. I'd love to see it all, and I will do my best to look at it all. It's a lot of things to do, but I'll try and make it count at work, you know. Now we will see them. No. Because, you know, we haven't seen the lower part of it. We haven't seen all the fancy expression. That is what this is about now. I'm just gonna hide that for a couple of minutes before we bring up the schedule. And then I may have a brief break, either till, well, considering I'm quite ahead of schedule right now, I'm probably be 8 o'clock-ish where I'll actually stream a game. Okay. So, let me just push myself up a little bit, shall we? I'm gonna zoom out. Oh, I'm disappearing in the bottom again. As you can see, very cool. Nice little badge there, pocket. I would normally keep my papers in there, you know, to wipe my nose or wipe my mouth after a wonderful dinner meal. I enjoy some coffee behind the bar. Could say I'm a bit like, is it Sojiro or something like that from Persona 5? Moving down a little bit, I got 2 belts there, just something to keep everything in place with my outer waistcoat. goes to the bottom. I believe that has a little bit of flow to it. Just have a move around. Woohoo! It does indeed. You move side to side, you can see. There's a good amount of movement there. Big legs with that fancy pair of trousers. Some stripes on it. Good old pinstripes. And a pair of nice brown shoes. Stylish. Exquisite. Yes, pretty much hitting all of it. And we can move around a little bit too. Very cool. And we'll move back down to the base. Just make sure I get myself in nice and central now. So, expression. We have a few. Not like a massive amount, like a very hundreds or more. Maybe even more than 10 or something like that. I've got about 10-ish. So, start with the first one. You what, mate? You start. Oh wait, no, that might get the attention of some people in these certain sort of way. Regret. Anyway, is this your hat? I mean, we carry a blackjack here. This is so, you know, when we're playing a game of blackjack, we always win. Get those chips off the table. Victory. Why is everything going wrong? This is that kind of face. Panic! You can also combine some of these, by the way, so it could be like, oh yeah, I could make cards and I got you. I don't know. Something like that. Or I can even become angry and with the eye change. This is a bit more of a cheerier face. Life is good, life is great. Did it. I'm warning you. I swear I'm going to end up turning myself into a karaoke stream without unintentionally doing it. I wish I could do musical stuff, but it's definitely not a talent of mine. Maybe one day. There's the hand, on and off. I will probably use one or the other depending on the mood. Did someone say money? I mean, that was probably my worst attempted Mr. Krabs impression, but it was a good try. No. Panic! I could combine that and be like, I think I'm about to go into debt. Oh no. Now we've got the stars. Oh! You know, kind of. Oh my god, they did it! And then we got ourselves a wonderful whiskey glass. By yours truly, Kuma Industry. Smooth as butter. Anyway, and that's just the full reset. Now we've got a mixture of this. What happens if I use the poker cards and the other one? Out of curiosity. Which one is it again? Oh no. I'm gonna have to get used to buttons. Oh, it swaps around. That's very clever. Anyway. Very nicely done by my rigger there. Very nicely done. So, that's the full gist of everything I have. You've got a decent amount of turning available. Very cool. So I think it might be limited a little bit by my camera. I'm not sure. Trying to keep that as on point with me as possible, but I don't make any guarantee. Yeah. Now back to the other stuff. When I put my hat back on. Where my hat at? Oh, there you go. Good job, buddy. Found it. Anyway. So. Pretty cool so far. You gotta admit. Now let's talk about our schedule. Just gonna get that back up so I can actually get there. I put myself a little bit of a schedule page together. this is going to be next week. There is going to be some stuff later tonight, but I did not feel like filling it in just to put something on Sunday or Saturday. Whenever I got like 2 days left this week. I'd rather be next week is the full official week. And this is basically what I'm looking at. MechWarrior 5. I have it on Steam. I've never played it. I'm very intrigued. So if I got it, I imagine those two will be quite long-term consistent things. A-Train PC Classic. It's a management game. Very similar to OpenCTD, if you've ever heard of it. Who knows? I will see how you feel about that later. Well, I mean, I will be doing that later, yes. And it's just the usual socials on there, those who need it. But we'll have a usual hack night on Friday. That one starts a little later because sometimes I'm busy at around 7, so I start late a lot of the time. So I just decided to move it an hour later just to be safe, you know. Yeah, looking forward to these. 3 of them are brand new games to me, so I will see how I find them. I'll give it a good shot, and I will not try to like, oh well, it was I did bad the first time to move on. I want to get through them as pretty much. At least I'll get it good. So, I believe that covers pretty much the introductory type stuff. So we're gonna be back in about half an hour maybe. And then we'll do my master. So yeah, see you in about 30 minutes.